Hey, Tommy from the Run Testers. In this video, I'm going to be doing a comparison of the New Balance More V5 and the Asics Gel-Nimbus 27. Let's have a look. The New Balance More V5 costs £140 or $154.99. It weighs 306 grams or 10.8 ounces for men in a size 8 and the drop is 4mm. The Asics Gel-Nimbus 27 costs £180 or $165. It weighs 306 grams or 10.8 ounces for men in a size 8 and the drop is 8mm. The fifth version of New Balance's Max Cushion shoe receives a number of updates aiming to improve on the popular V4. The biggest of those is a new midsole composition using the same soft foam found in the 1080 B13 and a slightly increased stack height. To counter the updates, there's a noticeably wide base to ensure plenty of stability in the shoe. The More V5 also sees modifications to the engineered mesh upper design to improve both the breathability of the shoe and the padding around the ankle, collar and tongue, and the outsole sees a complete overhaul, with less rubber coverage which does leave more exposed sections of the midsole. The More V5 also comes in 3 different width sizes. The Asics Gel-Nimbus 27 isn't a drastic update to its predecessor, but it does include a couple of big updates to improve the overall comfort of the shoe. The most important of those is an increase in the stack height of FF Blast Eco midsole foam by 2mm to add even more cushioning to the ride, and the other is a new engineered Jacquard mesh upper to improve comfort and breathability. In the rear of the shoe, you'll still find the same pure gel technology designed to improve shock absorption, and there's an Ultralight X55 sock liner to add even more cushioning to the ride. Like the earlier versions, there's still plenty of padding across the upper, including a knit rib collar, as well as a gusseted tongue wing fit system to ensure a good fit. On the outsole is a hybrid Asics grip to provide grip and protect the midsole. Okay, so the fit for me in these two shoes, Gel-Nimbus 27, very comfortable shoe. There's plenty of room, there's plenty of space before my big toe, and it's not the widest shoe, but there is plenty of space around the sides of the shoe. So if you have a fairly average width foot, you will be absolutely fine with the Nimbus. Very comfortable, lots of nice bits of padding on it, say to your size in it. The New Balance More V5, similar, slightly less room before the big toe, but I think for me that's absolutely fine. If you want a lot more space, then you probably want to go up half the size in the More V5. It's plenty of space in this shoe. I'd say it's a little bit less roomy around the forefoot and the midfoot than the Nimbus 27. But for me, I'd stick to my size in this shoe. I found it to be very comfortable and I've done a lot of miles in this shoe. Okay, so these are 2 shoes you're going to look at if you want comfort, cushioning, you want to power through the miles, you want to tick off a lot of nice daily easy runs, maybe you want to do long runs, and they are quite similar shoes in some ways, but the ride is actually a little bit different in these shoes. So the Gel-Nimbus 27, I'm not a massive fan of this shoe. It's absolutely fine for what it does. There's obviously a lot of stack in there. It's a very comfortable shoe, and it's good if you're just sort of powering through the miles and you just want something that gives you a nice bit of comfort, a nice bit of impact protection, and that's what you're really going for. The other thing as well is this midsole, this FF Blast Plus, it's not the softest midsole around, so you do get a fairly good level of stability as well for such a high stack shoe. The only thing I would say about this shoe is that I don't really like the heel to toe transition in it. It doesn't feel like a very efficient shoe. It feels more like a flat shoe. So when I'm out running in it, what I find with this shoe is it's very comfortable. It keeps my knees feeling fresh. There's plenty of padding in it, and it's quite a balanced midsole as well, so it doesn't feel particularly squishy or anything. But it doesn't feel like it really moves the heel to toe forward very nicely. What I find with this shoe is I sort of land on it and I'm just lifting my foot up. So if I'm going out for a nice easy run, that's not a problem. You just get in the comfort. If I'm going out for a run where I want to pick up the pace or I want to maintain a consistent pace for a long period of time, I do struggle doing it in this shoe, just because it doesn't really feel like a shoe conducive to a really smooth, efficient turnover. It's really just for comfort and ticking off the miles. The More V5 is It's definitely softer, definitely got a softer midsole. It's a bit squishier than the Gel-Nimbus 27, but it does have a little bit more of a rocker for me as well. So I do find it to be a bit more of an efficient turnover in this shoe. I have been a massive fan of the More range for a while. The More V5 is a bit different than More V4 because More V4 has a bit firmer midsole and a bit more of a pronounced rocker feel to it, presumably because of that firmer midsole. Because this has a softer midsole, it just feel a bit squishier underfoot, so it's probably less versatile as a shoe. And I don't think the More V4 is a particularly versatile shoe, but I just mean if you're going out for a longer run and you're trying to maintain a consistent, fairly comfortable pace, it's probably easier to do in the More V4. But I do think the More V5 is more comfortable, and I do prefer the foam in it. What I use the More V5 for is generally easy runs and long easy runs as well. So I've done about 100k in this shoe now, and I've found that the sweet spot for it is when I'm just going out and I'm just ticking off the miles. If I was trying to maintain a faster pace, say I was doing marathon training and I wanted to get close to my marathon pace, which at the moment would be about 4:30, 40 kilometers minutes per kilometer, I wouldn't use this shoe. I'd find it very hard to do a long run in this shoe if I was trying to maintain a pace that was taxing for me. For those, if it's an easier session, I do most of my long runs at the moment are pretty easy. I'm just really ticking off the miles. I'm not trying to maintain a faster pace. This is a really nice shoe for it. Because of that, it has a nicer turnover. It helps you sort of maintain an easy pace for longer. But when you try and pick up the pace, the midsole is just a little bit soft for speed work or just consistent running pace. And it doesn't really work that well if you're trying to run faster. Neither of these shoes are versatile. I wouldn't use these shoes if you're looking for a good daily shoe and you're maybe doing interval sessions, fartleks or anything like that. I wouldn't pick either of these shoes. They're both firmly sit in that easy world for me of ticking through the miles. So it really comes down to that midsole for me, because they're both comfortable, they're both nice to wear. There's maybe a little bit more stability in the Gel-Nimbus 27 because the More V5 is a little bit softer, but the More V5 just has a really wide base on it to sort of counteract the fact that it's a slightly softer midsole foam. So they're probably on a par for stability, a level of stability. It just feels a little bit different on the foot because of the softness of the New Balance More V5. Other things I would say about these shoes, so the outsole on the Gel-Nimbus 27, absolutely fine. It's got quite a thick layer of outsole rubber on it, and the FF Plus is a pretty sturdy foam as well. So I've done about 80k in the shoe now, and I've seen no real signs of wear or tear on that. The rubber is quite thick, so it will take a while to rub that down to the point where you're actually going into that FF Plus significantly. So pretty sturdy outsole on the Gel-Nimbus 27, and it's pretty good at grip as well. I've not had any issues, and I've been running on wet public footpaths and stuff with that shoe. With the New Balance More V5, it has quite a lot of rubber on it, a pretty good level, quite a lot of exposed midsole on it, which is a little bit more delicate than the Gel-Nimbus 27, but no issues at all. 100k, no signs of wear or tear on it, and this rubber's pretty thick as well. I tend to wear down the back section of the heel quite a lot on most of my shoes. Doesn't really seem to have made a massive impact. I've taken out a bit of the level of the rubber on there, but there's still loads of rubber left, so pretty good durable shoe from the testing that I've done in it. So yeah, pretty comparable shoes that really come down to that midsole. Okay, so my verdict on these two shoes. Really easy for me. New Balance More V5 is one of my favourite easy day cushion shoes that's ever been out. For me, my main focus is softness and cushioning when I go out for my easy runs or most of my longer runs. And what I'm looking for is a shoe that just feels very nice and comfortable, and just with a little bit of a rocker in it to help me just maintain the pace. But really, it comes down to comfort for me. I like a softer midsole that just really makes those runs enjoyable. And that's what I get from the New Balance More V5. It's not the most versatile shoe in the world. I would only use this for easy level running. I wouldn't try and pick up the pace in this. I wouldn't go and do a harder session in this at all. But for comfort, it's just amazing for me. I love the wide base on it as well, and it just feels great. The Asics Gel-Nimbus 27, it doesn't really work for me, this shoe. It's fine if I was going out and doing lots of easy runs and I use this shoe, wouldn't mind at all. It just doesn't feel like it's helping me a great deal when I'm doing those longer sessions, and I think that's just because of the geometry of the shoe, and it's just not giving me a nice turnover or really tipping me forward in any way to feel like it's helping me if I'm trying to maintain a pace for longer. Easy runs, absolutely fine, but I would still go for the More V5 on easy runs because it's just got a nicer foam for me. For some people, I think that the More V5 might be a little bit too soft. I know some people don't like that. I'm always into soft shoes, but some people tell me they like less softness in the shoes. If that's the case, you could go for the Gel-Nimbus 27. The only problem is that you might have the same problem as me where it just doesn't feel like it's got a nice heel to toe transition. But if you're using it for 10Ks, 5Ks, that sort of running, there's not a lot in it really. So for me, it just comes down to that midsole, and if you like the softness or if you just want something a little bit more balanced. That's it from me on this Versus. Thanks a lot for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, click that little bell, and if you're going to catch and play, you can find it to our podcast, which comes out a couple of times each month. Thanks a lot for watching. Catch you next time.